Well, Tom, it's a great run. 5 wins on the bounce, scoring the winner at the weekend. How pleased are you with the way this is going at the moment?
Yeah, well, last 5 games we're going to concede the 1 goal, and if you don't concede 1 goal in 5, you got every chance to pick up maximum points. So yeah, really happy. Everyone's pleased. Just got to keep going.
Yeah, I mean, normally and you've been, part of this almost since James Rowe arrived, but normally when there's, a lot of signs coming into a squad, you think, oh, this might take a little while to gel. But it really hasn't with you guys. So what is it about the group that has allowed it to go from where it was down the bottom of the National League up to 6th now?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Everyone's just seemed to gel quite quickly. Like, obviously, a lot of lads coming in, like you say, can take a bit of time, but in this case, it really hasn't. And we've just hit the ground running ever since he came in.
Is it just a good group of lads?
Yeah, well, obviously, a lot of the lads have played with each other before. Obviously, with James at Gloucester, so that probably helps a little bit. So I don't know what it is, but it seems to be working.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, you haven't conceded many goals, so you haven't had the problem of having to come from behind very often, but you did that at the weekend as well, so there's good character in this group too.
Yeah, we haven't done that many times, so like it's good to get that one under the belt. Shows that we've got that little bit of grit when it's needed.
And 5 goals already this season. How pleased are you with that return?
Yeah, it's not bad. Well, I'm happy. Like I've never really been like a massive goal scorer, but starting to count them now as you get more.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, this is something clearly in your game that's coming on. Is that something that James Rowe has helped to add to your game, or is this something that has been brewing for a long time?
Well, I'm playing a lot higher up the pitch than I've normally ever done in my career. So obviously, you play higher up the pitch, you got more chance of scoring goals, and it's happening for me at the minute.
What's he like to work with, the manager?
Yeah, he's good. He's very detailed and loves the game, and yeah, I enjoy working with him.
Is he one of those managers, sort of no grey areas, nothing left?
Nothing's left, no stone unturned, sort of thing. But yeah, it's good and it's enjoyable.
And look, I mean, the potential this season is clearly there. From December to now, in terms of targets changing, well, it certainly has done. But how are you feeling about what can be achieved in the final 12 games of the season?
Yeah, well, like you say, when we very first came in, I came in a game later than the gaffer, and at that time it was just stay up. We'll see what happens next year, but now we're in the playoffs and it's exciting stuff. We just got to make sure we stay in there and finish as high as possible.
How much has the challenge changed? In fact, I'm just going to stop for a second because my dog is going bananas at the front door. How much has the challenge changed as well, the way that teams approach you now, because you're in that position? And do they come at you in a different way now?
Yeah, well, some teams obviously going to sit back and some teams are going to attack. It just depends where they are themselves, like if they're higher up the table or if they're lower. Like for example, Kings Lynn, Saturday they don't really have much to lose, so they're playing with a freedom. But like tomorrow's going to be a totally different game because we're playing against someone who's got a chance at the playoffs. So it's just different teams going to bring different things.
As you mentioned, Boreham Wood, another big game coming up. But what can you expect from them in Tuesday night's game?
Well, yeah, last time we played them it was a cagey game. It weren't one for entertainment, and I don't know how it's going to be here because the pitch is obviously a lot bigger, and so it might pan out a bit differently. But we're expecting a tough challenge.
And look, one of the other things about this season is the fact that you've had to do all this without fans to support you and help you guys on. But towards the end of the season, that might happen.
Yeah.
You're counting down the weeks now to maybe being able to welcome some fans back to the technique and roll you on to hopefully what's going to be a successful end of the season.
Yeah, well, I think the plan is the last 2 games is actually going to be fans in, so all the players are looking forward to that, the staff are looking forward to it. And like you say, like games like tomorrow is when we'll probably need them, when it's a tough game, it's at home, we can use it to our advantage. But you just got to make do at the moment and just play to the circumstances.
With the country opening up, barbers are open again. Which member of the Chesterfield squad is in most need of a haircut?
And a lot of lads will probably say me, but a lot of lads losing their hair, so they probably don't need an haircut.
Few times, I appreciate it. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, good morning, Tom. Great to speak to you.
Hi, Liam.
What does James Rowe ask of you as a midfield player then? What demands does he put on you?
Well, he wants us to work hard. I think that's the minimum. Run hard, work hard for the team, I think that's the bare minimum. And then if you can chip in with a few goals and assists as well, it obviously always helps. But I think the minimum is to give 100% and run hard.
There's a lot of competition in those sort of attacking midfield spots now. Is that going to bring out the best of you and everyone else in the squad between now and the end of the season, do you feel?
Yeah, well, competition always brings out the best in players. You're all pushing each other, and I think it's a position where it's high energy. So like you need to use the squad in that position. It's not like a centre half or a goalkeeper. Like you run a lot and you run high intensity, so you really have to be careful. And that's why we've got quite a few players in that position, and we're all working with each other.
And as Mike's just said, you've got 5 goals so far. Do you set yourself a goal target at the start of the season, or have you got one in mind now? How many you'd like to score?
I've started every season. I normally set myself double figures, so 10. So I think I got 3 at Weymouth, and now I'm 5, so 8. So I'm 2 off my target I set at the start of the season. So yeah, that's normally what I'd set, 10.
And the manager's spoken about the importance of statistics and how each individual player has got a programme in terms of what he would like them to achieve. Mm-hmm. Are you someone who is quite interested in your stats after a game then, or is that something that you're just getting used to? What's your sort of opinion on the way it's going with stats in football?
Yeah, well, stats are really changing the game. So you come off the pitch sometimes and you think like you kind of know in your head if you've ran far or if you haven't done enough. Like you can normally tell, but with the stats you're slowly learning how many, like what's your goal for each game and what's good and what's bad for like high intensity runs and distance ran. But like everyone's just learning sort of thing because it just keeps evolving and new things keep coming into the game.
And so as a midfielder in your position, what would be the main stats which you would mainly look for after a game? What would you focus on?
I normally look for high intensity runs and my distance. They're the 2 things that I look for. And around about 30 mark for high intensity runs I'll be happy with.
At the minute it feels like there's a real togetherness within the squad, which was probably highlighted on Saturday with the comeback win. Do you feel like there is that real bond in the group at the minute? Yeah,
like we were saying before, that everyone's bonded very well ever since James come in, and everyone's got like tunnel vision. Everyone knows what we're all aiming for, the same thing. Everyone's got the same goal. We all want to get promoted, and we all need to help each other, and that's just how it's going at the minute.
How have you found that transition from part-time football to full-time football? Because I know when you joined, you said that was always what your goal was. How have you found that? Yeah,
well, it was obviously difficult. Last year I was full-time at Yeovil, and then we dropped back out into part-time at Weymouth, and now back to full-time. It's a lot better. It's a lot more beneficial. Like you feel fitter, you feel stronger. Obviously, more sessions. It makes sense. Like you're better equipped for the Saturday game. But yeah, I feel a lot better just coming in every day than just training twice a week.
Would you say that's the main difference then, the fitness side of it more than anything else?
Yeah, the fitness, and obviously you touch the ball more times. Practice makes perfect. That's the saying, and it's true. You touch the ball more times, you're going to be a better footballer.
And Chesterfield are cemented their place in the playoffs in the last sort of couple of weeks or so. It's quite tight though. Do you still feel that you can maybe catch second or third? Do you think there's still that chance?
There's always a chance as long as it's mathematically able. I think that obviously the next 6 games are crucial. We've got some really tough games coming up against some playoff rivals. So I think we've just got to take every game that comes and finish as high as possible, pick up as many points and see where it takes us. But it would be nice to finish second or third.
And like you say, it's going to be a busy schedule then. How much importance is it going to be to look after yourself over these next sort of three or 4 weeks with the amount of games coming up? It looks like a game every 3 days or so.
Yeah, it's crucial to keep your body in good tact. You need to recover well, eat well, and obviously use the squad like we have been doing. Players coming in, players coming out. It's crucial at this time.
And just finally, who were your sort of football heroes, growing up? Who did you look up to as a midfielder player then?
Being a Liverpool fan, it's always been Steven Gerrard. It's the obvious one. But yeah, no one else really. That's just he's always been the one for me.